Well, good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day today, and I want to thank you for joining us for our new study called Red Letter Advent. It's hard to believe, but we're on the cusp of entering the Christmas season. And when I think about Christmas, I think about a lot of things. I think about wearing festive shirts or sweaters, kind of like this one. I think about snow, even though, I don't really know the last time we had snow on Christmas. I think about traditions that I had growing up. My mom, she always loved Christmas. So I always remember decorating the house with Christmas decor. I remember her watching Christmas movies all the time. And I also think about the real reason for this time of the year, the coming of Jesus to the earth. And the thing is, all these traditions are great. I love thinking about all the memories I had growing up, about the memories I have of our family when our kids were a little bit younger. But all of these things, they pale in comparison with Jesus coming to earth. And the problem is that sometimes we tend to focus on these other things, and it takes us away from focusing on Jesus. And in the process, we end up making Christmas about the good things, and in turn missing out on the best things about it. We invest all this time setting up trees, climbing up on ladders, threatening our lives to hang up lights, eating and drinking things that are disgusting in order to celebrate the season. If you eat fruitcake or drink eggnog, I'm just letting you know that I'm praying for you, because I think those things are horrible and awful. But if you like it, you do you. But we do all these things, yet in the end, we miss out on the best thing about Christmas. And the best thing about Christmas is Jesus. So for the next couple weeks, my hope is that I help you reflect on what this time of year truly means. In fact, we're going to see that the presents that we receive from Jesus, from his coming, they're so much greater than any gift that anybody could ever give us. So each week, we're going to unbox a present, if you will. And it's not a PS5, a new Lexus, or an iPhone. Rather, it's something that it won't break down, it won't wear out, and won't need to be upgraded in a year or two. The presents that Jesus gives us are not just for today, but they're eternal, and they're everlasting. So this week, I want to talk to you about the first present that we can receive from Jesus at his first Advent, and that's hope. When we talk about Christmas, one of the amazing things about Jesus, his coming, is the hope that he brings. In fact, we could say that the hope that he brings, it's not just for tomorrow, but it's for today as well. The Jewish people in the time period in which Jesus was born into, they were actively seeking hope. You see, their land, it was occupied by the Romans. They were levied with high taxes. And these people, they were seeking hope. And it was into this climate that Jesus was born in a tiny town called Bethlehem. But the problem is, as much as the Jewish people were seeking hope, they missed out on it when it came. Even the Jewish religious leaders, they missed out on the hope that came when Jesus arrived. These individuals, they would have been the most familiar with the scriptures and the prophecies concerning the coming Messiah. In fact, if you read the account of the Magi's arrival in the book of Matthew, they arrive in Jerusalem. And Herod, the king of Israel, he asked these religious leaders about where the Christ was to be born. The Magi, they had followed a star from the east, almost 700 miles from their home, and they didn't know about the prophecy or about the true God either. They were pagan individuals. Yet they followed this star that led to Jesus. So the religious leaders, they quote the prophet Micah in Matthew 2:6. And the religious leaders, they knew where Jesus was to be born. And God had even given them a star in order to follow to see where it was. Yet the whole thing was just familiar. And it was common for them. And because of it, they missed out on his arrival. The religious leaders, they're roughly 5 miles away from Bethlehem, yet they didn't even go check out what this star could mean. In a town of 300 to maybe 1,000 people, Jesus wouldn't have been hard to find. And I wonder for many of us if that is what the Christmas season has become. We're so familiar with it that we miss out on what it really means. We're so familiar with it that we just go through the motions. And we're so familiar with it that we miss the hope that Jesus brings when we think about his first advent. The hope of Jesus was not hidden. It was marked with a star in the sky. And today, I wonder if the hope that we have is as visible as it was 2,000 years ago or so. Do we shine the hope of Jesus to those around us? Do we shine his hope pointing others to him, or do we veil it away because it has become so very familiar to us? You see, Christmas is about a pursuit. It's about the pursuit that God had for you and I. It was that Jesus became Emmanuel, and he dwelt with us so that we might have hope. And can I tell you that the hope of Jesus is not just for the next life, but it's for today as well. When you experience a new life that can only be found in Jesus, it not only gives you eternal life, but it gives you abundant life for today. It's a life that can be lived to the fullest because Jesus came to earth and he dwelt as one of us. This evening, as we close out, I want you to remember the hope of Jesus. It's a living hope that we can experience a new life through him. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week as you reflect on this present that Jesus gives to us.